The J League is back, and it gave us not one, but two bangers on opening day of the season, the 26-27 season. Both games finishing 4-3. I mean, if you didn't need any other reason to believe this is one of the most exciting leagues to follow, here is your evidence. And another reason to watch the J League now. Before, it was on that calendar year schedule. It was a little bit confusing if you're used to the usual sports schedule. Maybe it was a difficult league to follow from that sense. But this year is the first year the J League is getting onto the more traditional schedule following the late summer to about May season schedule. So it's going to be lining up with any other league you're following, like the Premier League, La Liga, whatever league you follow. Now you can follow the J League alongside it as it's now doing the normal season schedule. So it's a lot of goals to get into, but like, subscribe, all the good algorithm stuff, and let's get straight into the video. First up, Yokohama F.Marinos taking on the Kashima Antlers. And Kashima, the Antlers, they actually won last year's J League season, the last calendar year season of the J League. They won on the final day by 1 point against my favorite team. Not against head to head, but ahead of my favorite team, Kashiwa Reysol, who finished 1 point behind them. So I'm a little bit salty, not going to lie. But they did lose in the special centennial season of the J League that went from about February to, I don't know, early summer this year. Just a little bridge season in between the two league schedules. It was a special centennial season, and the Antlers actually were runner-ups in that season. So they're coming off two pretty good finishes, of basically a championship season and a second place season back to back. Kind of crazy if you think about it. And they come into this game against the Marinos, who aren't a strong team. The Kashima Antlers are definitely a better team than them, but they struggled against them. Early goal from Miidera. A bit of a problem. The defense for Kashima was just shambolic. I'm not gonna lie. It was rough. And they have a lot of attacking firepower, especially in this man right here, Leo, who scored in the 11th minute. He got on the end of a beautiful free kick. They can score goals, but their defense looked leaky today. And the goal from Tanimura in the 18th minute was a beauty. I think it was Miidera again with a beautiful touch, like a heel flick over his head to get it on the left side. He passes the ball in. I think who got the assist here? It was Amano who got the assist, crossing it into Tanimura, who just gets a nice striker's finish on the end of that, put it in the back of the net. And they're up 2-1 against a considerably better side, I would say, in general. Tanimura got another goal in the second half, and it was not looking good. Another case of just really bad defense from Kashima Antlers. It was rough to watch, but they didn't give up. And after this goal, you see them just start to put on the pressure, and you really got to see who was the better team. Not to say that Yokohama couldn't have scored again. To be fair, they had a header there was an amazing save from the Kashima keeper, Hayakawa. He made a big save in that second half to stop them from going 4-1 up. But hey, that's all you need sometimes to swing that momentum. And then Kashima started going, chance after chance. They had one that hit off the post, and then it came and landed perfectly for Leo to grab a second one. And there was one after that where it hit off the post, and it was almost another tapping goal, but that one was disallowed. So, at that point, Yokohama was like, okay, we caught a little break. But then you fast forward later in the game, in the dying moments, this game had so much at a time. But in the dying moments, a penalty, a handball from a ball coming in, awards them a penalty. Cavric bags it, and all of a sudden it's 3-3. And this game was supposed to go to about 11 minutes at a time. And then they just kept going, because obviously they lost time looking at the replay for the penalty. And they kept going. It looked like it was just about to end, but Shibasaki with a good ball in. Cavric able to stay on side, swings one in, and he megs the keeper to finish it and winning the game 4-3 for Kashima Antlers. What a comeback. What a way to open the season. And if this is a sign of things to come, because this isn't even teams in full swing. Obviously, first game of the season, you're still figuring things out, especially in Japan. Heat of the summer, peak of the summer. The weather conditions are going to be rough to play in. They're not getting these hydration breaks. So we're not going to see teams at their peak yet. Maybe later on in the season you see Kashima being a little more defensively resolute. But hey, man, it gives us for a banger of a game. So this game is available on J.League International's YouTube channel if you want to go watch it back, or at least go watch the highlights. A banger, an absolute banger. But if you thought that was it, we got another one.
Yeah, baby.
We got another one. And this game was possibly even crazier than the last one, if you can believe it. It starts off with a good goal, good header from Komori, good ball in, but starts to kick off a little bit. A foul from Hayashi. Gets it, earns him a yellow card. There's a little bit of tension between the two teams. One player comes over to act as an enforcer a bit for the man that got fouled. But Mateus Savio already on a yellow. You know, not really the best decision making, but already on a yellow, decides to come over and play enforcer himself. And he shoves, it's kind of light, but hey, man, the referee's literally standing right there. And the man makes a meal of it. He's going to get given the yellow, second yellow. He's sent off, and all of a sudden, they're down to 10 men very early in this game, 22 minutes in. It's looking spooky, but they are up a goal at that point. So, you'd think maybe there's a chance, but doesn't last long. 36-minute, Gamba Osaka back at it. This one itself, kind of questionable. It was a good ball in. It kind of hits Jabali in the chest area, but also kind of right like in the armpit. And they're calling for handball. The goal was actually disallowed originally, but they look at it, they decide to overturn it. I can understand why it's kind of harsh, because what more can he really do in that scenario? But it's also kind of hard to say that his arm didn't help in that scenario. So it's one of those where I'm like, whatever you call it is probably not enough to overturn it. But they decided to overturn it. They get their first goal. Not long after, right in the dying moments of the first half, this goal from Humet, I don't know how to pronounce that exactly. I'm going to say Humet. Honestly, to me, this one as well shouldn't have been a goal. Don't get me wrong. It was definitely a goal, but the keeper was just way too far to one side of his net when the ball is shifting over outside the area. He just doesn't shift his feet quick enough. And it's a decent strike. It's curling in, but I think if the keeper's positioned better, it's an easy save. He gets a hand to it, and it kind of just pushes it into the net. Could have done better there, but despite that, that's Gamba Osaka up 2-1 at halftime, and they're up a man. Two maybe goals, not of the greatest quality, or maybe questionable circumstances, but hey, goals are goals, and they're up 2-1. But that doesn't mean much, because if you look at the stats here, obviously Gamba Osaka dominated the ball being up a man. But if you look at the expected goals, the shots, you can see that Urawa Red Diamonds were not out of it at all. And that continues to be the case, because they come back, they grab a second, and all of a sudden, 2-2, and it's getting spooky. And it's not like it wasn't coming. They had opportunities leading up to the moment. It seems like, there's a big gap between going down 2-1 and them scoring the second. But in between that time, they had chances. They had a chance that I think the striker hit it off the bar. It came back in. He was first to react to it. He hits it again. The goalkeeper makes a save, and then a goal line clearance from Gamba Osaka. So there were chances for them to get back in that game, and they were knocking on the door. But eventually, they get it. A good ball in, and Kaneko with a rocket of a header. He's playing a flying Dutchman, whatever type. Maybe not that exact level, but he's basically parallel to the ground when he heads the ball. A beautiful header, makes it 2-2, and all of a sudden they're back in the game despite being down 10 men and being down a goal for about half an hour before that. What a game! What a game! And then all of a sudden, right after that, you could feel the momentum down the line again. Ryoma Watanabe, another assist. He gets it down to the byline, cuts it back, and Minamino able to slide it home. And all of a sudden, Urawa Red Diamonds are up 3-2, making a comeback despite being down 10 men. I mean, what more can you say? This is the opening day of the J League. You need to watch this league. But that's not it. That's not it, because all of a sudden, Gamba Osaka seem to remember that they are up a man, and this is their game to win. Jabali plays the ball inside, and Welton gets an opportunity. To me, even this goal, not the greatest goal. I mean, he cuts inside. The touch is a bit heavy. The defender's able to get kind of right in front of it, but he just squeezes it and kind of deflects off of the defender, kind of through his legs. Well, not kind of through his legs, and because of the way it ricochets, the keeper doesn't really have a chance to save it, and they go and level the score. And then all of a sudden, the momentum is with them, similar to here, how they score within 2 minutes of each other. Again, it's Gamba Osaka who's able to score within 2 minutes of themselves. And this time, it's a header of their own. Jabali plays a ball down the line. Yamashita able to play a good ball in. And Uenaka, the heading is sublime in this game. I mean, I talked about that rocket header from earlier, but this one, the ball comes in. The way his body is moving and the keeper moves with him thinking he's going to head one way, but he heads against the momentum of his body back into the near corner. It was a beautiful header, and it's the game winner as Gamba Osaka are able to make another comeback. I mean, if you look at this, they're down 1-0. They go up 2-1. The comeback's complete. Then all of a sudden the Red Diamonds go up 3-2. The comeback is complete. But then all of a sudden, Gamba Osaka go up 4-3. The comeback is complete. But it wasn't even over after that. Even in the dying moments, it was the Red Diamonds who had another chance, and they hit the crossbar again. I mean, this game was just insane. But fortunately for Gamba Osaka, they're able to see it out, and that's a 4-3 victory over the Red Diamonds. I mean, like I said, what an opening day. Back to back bangers. And hopefully it continues to be the case. And hopefully you're going to watch along, because this is a fun league. I'm telling you, this is the fun league. I try to watch it as much as I can. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert in it. It's only my second season really following along actively. And it's hard to watch a lot of it because we only get so many games here in America on the YouTube channel, but I'm going to watch at least as much as I can. The time zones also make it tough as well, but these at least were fun games and hopefully a good advertisement for why you should be watching the J League in 2026 and into 2027 in the foreseeable future. Especially if you watch Japan in the World Cup, you can see the philosophy that breeds in that team. You can see where that comes from in the league. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but I've yapped long enough. Watch the J League, like, subscribe, all the good algorithm stuff. If you want to see more J League content or any other type of content, we're doing it all here on the Football Casual channel. But I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.